What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kid back at it again. Today we got Mock the Week. This will be part 5 of our series of doing Frankie Boyle. So let's get to it. Hope everyone's doing great today. Still feeling that holiday season and stuff. So I hope everyone had a nice holiday. But yeah, we got Mock the Week part 5, and let's get to it.
I'm guessing sport.
Looks like sports.
They say that the Olympics is going to rekindle English national pride. I mean, come on, for 9.2 billion, you could have written "fuck off Germany" onto the moon.
The answer is over 31,000 tons. What is the question?
When Tony Blair was asked how many Iraqis he'd killed, what was his callous reply?
Jesus.
What a newsreader would never say.
Oh, shit.
The football scores now, so you might want to look away if you're a woman or a gay. Just watching that press conference, I wouldn't be surprised if it was her stepfather that did it.
Jesus.
Do you see Brown's thing this week was he said he wanted all government buildings to fly the Union Jack as a message to terrorists? A message that says, these buildings are worth bombing?
Jeez. That's one thing that you can respect from Frankie, and I think that's a big part of why a lot of people like him and stuff, that he's just not afraid to say what other people say, are afraid to say. There's very few comedians back in the day for America, at least for us and stuff, like George Carlin, for one example, that he just don't give a fuck. He says whatever he wants to say. There's always going to be people that are afraid to kind of walk that line, and I think that's why I think Frankie is cool, because he just says what he wants to say, doesn't give a fuck, and that's kind of how we live our life and shit. We always say what's on our mind and stuff. So I respect that about Frankie. There are comedians in America that say what's on their mind too, but some of it nowadays is a little bit scaled down. So I like seeing these things here. They will have that wow factor and shit, like, oh shit, he said that.
The royals, I think, are so pampered and live in such luxury that when they go outside of that, they don't know if they're being shown round a disaster zone or not. Oh, are you a landmine survivor? No, you're an Olympic swimmer. Well done. Has he got married?
He has got married, yeah, he got married, yeah. She's 5'6". This is to himself and the wife.
I like the thought
Holy
that when
shit.
he went down on one knee, it'll have been the first time that she saw his face. It's a real fairy tale romance, isn't it? A beautiful woman being stolen by an evil giant.
Jeez.
Unlikely line.
That mofo was tall as shit. I thought Yao Ming was tall, but damn, in comparison to that shit, maybe about the same height as this mofo. Holy crap. Unlikely lines from the final Harry Potter.
Harry had always thought that he'd meet his death at the hands of Voldemort, so imagine his surprise when the doctors told him that he was HIV positive. As the old man stood in front of him in his robes, clutching his wand, Harry regretted transferring to Catholic school.
Unlikely lines to hear in an episode of Doctor Who.
Welcome to my Dalek poetry reading. This one is called Daffodils.
Jeez.
Exterminate daffodils!
You guys are going to hate me, but I have never watched a single episode of Doctor Who. My family watches it, but it's just something that we do not watch. Please don't kill me. Don't be mad at me. But yeah, we've never seen Doctor Who. So forgive me, guys.
Okay, the next topic is the royals. Frankie.
I thought it was sad, that they had that pop concert to commemorate Diana. I mean, she didn't have much to do with pop music, did she? They should have done something that celebrated what was really great about her life by staging a gangbang in a minefield.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That was good. That was fucking good. You got this guy freaking speechless and shit. That's damn, he got him good. Oh shit. Wow.
Be interesting to see if that makes it in, to be honest.
Unlikely lines to hear on a science programme.
After working on the equation for 30 years, Professor Stevens made an incredible discovery. His wife had left him and he'd wasted his life.
Oh, my God.
Which is faster, a dog or a crossbow bolt?
Jeez.
Serious, risky and heroic. What is the question?
How have people described my recent sex tour of Nigeria? Is it what are the 3 speed settings on the world's most powerful vibrator?
3 vibrators. Oh, my God.
Why didn't you get your swimmer guy who swam there a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
Why didn't he just carry a flag in his teeth and just like skip to the other side and go dunk? Oh, by the way, hours.
He was too busy raising money for cancer, this selfish bastard.
I can't believe you're taking the moral high ground out there.
It's been a while.
It's been a
It
while.
looks strange up here. NASA should be more realistic. NASA and call their next mission Operation Space Grave.
Gee.
To be honest, though, they get a hard time, NASA, don't they? But without them, they've compiled some fantastic research. Without them, we wouldn't know whether or not a red-hot human skull falling from space can break through the roof of a farmhouse in Texas.
Ouch.
Apparently it can.
He's like, thanks, NASA.
Do you miss the moral high
shit.
ground? That was a while ago now, wasn't it?
Cold and dark down here now. Just see the edges of your faces.
The worst thing to hear on holiday.
In the event of the cabin decompressing, oxygen masks will drop from the ceiling and dangle in front of your blue dead faces.
Oh, man. Oh, man. I'd be scared shitless.
There's a bar in the swimming pool after yesterday's riot. Both of you, welcome to Scotland.
Weird things to see on a road sign.
Stop. Hammer time. Help me, I'm trapped in a sign-making factory.
Oh, shit.
No left turn, no right turn, no entry, no reversing. Get out of the car and put your hands on your head. Do it.
Unlikely things to hear in the House of Lords.
Would anyone like to swap a packet of Space Raiders for some Dairy Lee Dunkables? I want to recriminalise homosexuality so that I can feel dirty when I do it.
Oh, my God.
What other policies have the Tories hinted at?
More tax cuts for businesses.
It is
the first thing they've come out with is basically more money for bastards. That's the Tory policy. The next policy will be you don't have to pay the congestion charge if you're on horseback and hunting a tramp.
Good shit.
The actual government policy they're talking about is having cohabiting legislation. So if you've stayed with someone for 2 years, they have married rights and they can get half your stuff. Which is playing into my hands because my stuff is shit. I will happily trade it for 2 years of sex. See, she's got the perfect opportunity, hasn't she? That bit where they're making a present and they go, send your parents out of the room. She can pretty much say what she likes to children. Send your parents out of the room, we're making an advent calendar. Rebel by killing people and blowing shit up.
Oh, shit.
And it's environment.
He's already laughing.
That used to be an advert for mints. It's pity we can't harness more natural energy, isn't it? Pity we can't harness the power of British moaning. Oh no, that moaning powered light bulb's on the blink again. Oh no, there it is back on. Everyone complained about the floods, didn't they? I like storms. I like thunder and lightning. What I like to do during a storm is shag my girlfriend and pretend that we're taking part in the conception of the Antichrist.
Shit.
Frankie Boyle, ladies and gentlemen.
I always find it
Groovy, baby.
The one thing I could never work out was how to get girls' bras undone. I just couldn't work out. And then eventually I realised that these girls were wearing a different type of bra from my gran. I'd like to see every sportsman do a final year of their career drunk.
Oh, shit. That would be something.
Who cares? I'm a millionaire anyway. David Beckham going up to take a penalty and just puking on the ball.
who would want to see that? I think that would be pretty darn cool. So last year of your sports career, you're just freaking drunk. I'd pay to see that shit. I think that should be hilarious. What do you guys think?
Bad things to hear on an airplane.
Oh shit.
In the event of the cabin decompressing, oxygen masks will drop from the ceiling and untangling them will annoy you before you die.
Jeez.
That's the first cloud I've ever seen with a ski lift on it.
The worst person to be married to.
Brace yourself, Agnes. It's that time of year again. When I said I was a positive person, I meant HIV. You want me to put my dingaling into your fairy cave? Are you mad, woman? He sleeps in the bed with us, OK? Don't make me choose between you and the wolf.
Oh, shit. The worst person.
Queen won't be there. She's on her holidays.
How does the Queen know if she's on holiday? She doesn't fucking do anything.
Every day's a freaking holiday.
We're going to India next week. Is it work or a holiday? I have no idea. I wander around waving at people. It could well be work.
The next topic is television. Frankie.
The only TV award I've ever been nominated for was a Scottish BAFTA. A Scottish BAFTA. It's like hearing that the animals have their own Olympics. Comic relief is faked. Everybody in Africa is fine. I saw a documentary about Paris Hilton, and this could just be a story, but it said that when she was in jail, the warders put sperm into her porridge. That must have been a horrible moment for her. Oh, there's porridge in this.
Freaking Paris Hilton.
The answer is sparrows, otters, and hedgehogs. What is the question?
Is it, as a child, what did I dress in military uniforms to reenact the Battle of Stalingrad, the German forces being played by a lawnmower?
Mow that
Pandas
shit.
want to die. The pandas want to die out, and we're forcing them to have sex. Imagine that in your deathbed, some zookeeper's trying to make you hump someone. I can.
He said, I can.
I think it's not a bad extinction, is it? I mean, it's less stuff to have to learn to teach your kids. Yeah. What's that, Daddy? Well, it's a dog, because there's only dogs left.
Shit.
Could be like them. Yeah. Easy to keep going. I'm not allowed to kill anything. I've moved out of the country now, and my missus won't let me kill anything because something else always eats it.
Why? When you were in the middle of the city, she allowed you to go out and kill it?
Wow.
It wasn't a problem.
I've taken and killed him.
And the annoying thing is,
Want to die.
Things an athletics commentator would never say.
There's a white man in the final of the 100 metres. Good luck with that. And in this final
That shit ain't happening.
of women's gymnastics, I've been nailed to my chair for my own good.
Jeez.
Tragedy in the water polo, as most of the horses drown.
Oh my God. Poor
The
horsey.
worst thing to say when running for US president.
I intend to withdraw from Iraq, invade some real pussies like Spain. I will never forget the terrible events of 9/12.
9/12. Oh my God.
There are no skeletons in my closet, just a black latex dildo suit.
Oh my God.
I have a magnificent war record. It's Pipes of Peace by Paul McCartney.
Oh,
The
fuck.
answer I was looking for was Bill campaigns alongside Hillary. That refers to the former president's increasingly high-profile role in his wife's bid for the Democratic presidential nomination.
Looking forward to her becoming president and getting the file that they keep on Bill Clinton and finding out all the stuff he did when he was president. Bill, you screwed a robot woman? The Chinese sent a robot spy and you humped it to death, Bill.
Jeez.
Clinton's been out of the White House for 8 years. I wouldn't like to be the first intern that comes across him after 8 years. I think that they should dress a haunch of lamb up in a skirt, just so that he gets half his energy out of the way before he actually meets anyone human.
2025. What is the question?
What year will black people and white people finally live side by side in harmony in Chinese concentration camps?
Oh, shit.
What year will cities gain sentience and raise themselves on hydraulic legs to begin the long battle for resources?
His vision of the future is terrifying. Is there any vision of the future you have which involves us living in peace and harmony, having transcended war?
Oh, I just
Never.
noticed we're on a dying fucking planet, Karen. It's not just me.
It's not just you.
Anyone who's paid close attention to how the world's going will know that environmentally you should reuse your plastic bags to suffocate your children.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
it's got to be the year, isn't it?
Is it something to do with
cities?
cities on hydraulic legs?
It's nothing to do with cities on hydraulic legs.
sure?
There will no with the cities on hydraulic legs.
Is
It's
it,
not.
in what year can I book a scuba diving tour of Holland? Why is it always falling off? You know what NASA should do before it goes up? Don't just check it, double check it.
Oh,
It's
man.
going a long way. What about a double check? You know?
Unlikely small ads.
Erectile problems. Ha 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 ha. Would you like no strings attached sex? Contact my whore of an ex-wife.
Oh, shit.
Bored, lonely, depressed. Meet like-minded people at salsa dancing.
The next topic is excerpts from DVDs I wouldn't sell.
I'm afraid the only thing you're going to be fighting for some time, Bond, is HIV.
Damn.
It's celebrity. There you go.
It was the anniversary of Elvis's death recently. People still think that Elvis faked his death. Surely if you were going to fake your death, you wouldn't do it in a shitting accident. I mean, you'd do something brave, wouldn't you? Rescue a wee boy from a river. Surely not a jobby-related heart attack. They had something recently, didn't they? The Church of England brought out prayers for a Monday morning that you could use if you were stressed. There's a prayer you say if you're on the train and you can't find a seat. And this kind of
Yes,
stuff.
yeah, there's a commuter's prayer.
Yeah, when I'm on a train, I pray loudly to Allah and I generally get the whole carriage.
Oh, my God. Holy shit.
What a news
Oh,
reporter
shit.
would never say.
Even amidst the devastation of this earthquake, there are still stories of hope. I found a man's wallet. And I can't help thinking that if my country was gripped by famine, I'd just move.
Move on to Frankie.
Part of the side effect of the smoking ban in Scotland is that every pub, no matter how terrible or horrible, now has tables and chairs outside it. Basically, Glasgow looks like Paris after a nuclear war.
Oh, man.
People say there's no such way as a good way to die, and those people have never heard the phrase drug-fueled sex heart attack. There's a great case in Scotland at the minute. A guy had a sex change, and he had everything chopped off, and then he decided that he wanted to change back, and they wouldn't let him. So he went to the European Court, and they said, OK, you can change back. Now he's changed his mind again. Wants to stay as he is. Typical woman.
The answer is 25 pence.
Just £1 will save a child's eyesight in Africa, but having decided it's not really my responsibility, how much did I send?
Oh, shit.
How much would I have to be paid up front to kill Jeremy Clarkson?
Damn.
He was in the hotel for a wedding. Who invites O.J. Simpson to their wedding?
He just jumped
He
out.
killed his fucking wife.
Oh, shit.
Maybe he just jumped out of the cake.
What a rugby comment.
Damn, that shit was savage right there. I gotta give the man credit where credit is due, man. not afraid to say, what he wants to say. So I always respect people who always say what they, what they're thinking and what they want to say and shit. You gotta remember, take it as a joke. A lot of people, especially in this day and age, are very fucking sensitive to things. So I take things with a grain of salt. So I'm not gonna be offended very easily. If he's saying something about Americans or whatever, he's talking about OJ, whatever the hell he's talking about. I know it's, he's joking. He's telling a joke, and even if that's what he wants to say, whatever. Gotta respect it. He's a comedian, stuff like that. So that's one thing I can be honest and say.
Commentator would never say.
All pretense has been abandoned as both teams take to the field naked, covered in lubricant, to the sound of pounding techno.
Unlikely letters to be read
Give him
out
more
on
lube.
Points of View.
Dear Points of View, I would like to complain about the weird voice you're reading out my letter in.
Actually, a nice accent there.
The other night, I watched Nigella Lawson and picked up a couple of good tips on baking bread. And in the process, I just about ripped my cock off.
Oh, my God. Ouch. Guys, that was pretty much the end of Mock the Week Part 5, guys. I enjoyed it. I really enjoy comedy anyway. So one thing we just learned to do, like I always emphasize, take it with a grain of salt, have fun, laugh. The world is already too serious and shit. So, we can always use a good laugh. Hey, I think he even burned calories if I'm not mistaken and shit. So, guys, I loved it. I know, yeah, it's weird. Americans saying, yeah, he's likes this type of comedy, but that's me. I keep it real. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. What were some of your favorite parts of it? Do leave it in the comments below. Definitely get some more Mock the Week. We got more things in store. So, as always, I really appreciate each and every one of you stopping in. All the comments, all the likes, the subscriptions, guys. That just means the absolute world to me. So, thank you again. Enjoy your day. And as always, stay tuned. Peace and love, guys. Peace.